Hey, it's Mr. Allred. We're still solving absolute value inequalities. And the one we have here is -2 times the absolute value of 3x minus 4. And then separately plus 5. And all that is less than 1. So as I keep saying, when solving these, the first thing we want to do is focus on getting the absolute value by itself. And it has a 5 added to it, so we're going to subtract 5 from both sides, which may scare you a little bit, but let's work on it. So that leaves us with -2 times the absolute value of 3x minus 4, and that'll be less than -4. But we still got to keep getting that absolute value by itself because it still has the -2 multiplied by it. So we'll divide both sides by -2. Now also keep in mind that when we divide by a negative, that is going to flip the inequality around. So I'm going to have the absolute value of 3x minus 4 greater than a +2. So just to make sure you're paying attention here, dividing by the negative, turn the inequality around. So now it's an absolute value greater than a number. So that means the two separate inequalities. One of them is 3x minus 4, dropping the bars, but changing the inequality and changing the sign of the value. So 3x minus 4 less than -2. Or simply the inequality we get by dropping the bars. 3x minus 4 greater than 2. So two separate inequalities to solve. If you don't write them both down at the same time, sometimes you forget that you have two of them to work with. So we'll solve them one at a time. 3x minus 4 less than -2, so we will work on getting x by itself, so we'll add 4 to both sides. So that gives me 3x less than 2. I'll need to keep getting x by itself, so I'll divide both sides by 3. So eventually I get down to x less than 2/3. Okay. Now remember, we have a separate one to solve. So we have 3x minus 4 greater than 2, so we'll add 4 to both sides to work on getting x by itself. That'll give me 3x greater than 2. And let's see, did I mess something up there? Excuse me, yes I did. 3x, use our eraser, here's our eraser. So I added 4 to both sides, so that should be 3x greater than 6. But now I need to continue getting x by itself, so I'll divide both sides by 3. So that leaves me with x greater than 2. So I'm going to take my x less than 2/3 or x greater than 2 and put that on a number line. Both of those are bigger than 0, so 0, and then to the right of that is 2/3, and to the right of that is 2. So I've got my number line set up. So x less than 2/3, so that's an arrow pointing to the left of 2/3. Less than means parentheses. Or x greater than 2, so that's an arrow going to the right of 2. So that's another parentheses. So I have that disjoint space in between. But writing that as an inequality, the left arrow means parentheses negative infinity up until 2/3, and since the less than means another parentheses, I'm going to go ahead and put my union in for or. And then the right hand side of this is parentheses 2 where it starts, and the right arrow is infinity. So I have all three forms. I have, just to go back and show everything, I have inequality of x less than 2/3 or x greater than 2. I have the number line showing the same thing, and I have the interval form here showing you all three forms of how inequalities can be written.